I've watched cheesy Christmas movies before. I've watched predictable Christmas movies before, but Once Upon a Christmas Carol somehow manages to be predictable, dull, and unbelievably lazy all at the same time. This might be one of the least interesting Christmas movies I've sat through because almost every scene feels pre-solved before it starts. Before I get into it, like and follow if you're into movie reviews where we actually say what we think, because this one gave me a lot to say. The movie follows Princess Charlotte, who is being pushed toward an arranged engagement with Prince David. She wants freedom and a chance to figure out who she actually is, so she sneaks away from the palace with her friend Kate, and ends up in America for a Christmas baking competition. And right there, I knew exactly where this was going. She's going to meet a normal small-town guy, fall in love, get exposed as a princess, have him feel betrayed, go home, and somehow he's going to show up at the castle. And guess what? That is basically the movie. That is my biggest problem with this thing. Christmas movies can absolutely be formulaic. I don't need every holiday romance to reinvent cinema, but there's a difference between using a familiar formula and putting no effort into making that formula feel fresh. This movie does the second one. Charlotte arrives in town, almost gets hit by a car, and immediately meets Luke. Of course, Luke helps run the cozy family in. Of course, he has baggage from an ex-girlfriend. Of course, his little niece instantly loves Charlotte. And of course, this sheltered princess starts falling for him while pretending she's just some regular girl from Florida. And the Florida lie is where I started laughing for the wrong reasons. Charlotte tells Luke her family business is blenders. The movie keeps bringing it back like it's some hilarious joke, but it never becomes anything more than look how awkwardly she lies. She knows royal pastries, speaks like royalty, acts surprised that traffic won't stop for her, barely understands normal phones, and somehow nobody seriously questions any of this until the plot decides it's time. The baking competition should have given the movie some energy, but even that feels like background decoration. Instead of creating real pressure, it mostly exists to move everyone into the same room and give a reporter a convenient place to expose Charlotte. And yes, the exposure is exactly as predictable as you think. It's Jenny, Luke's ex, is now a travel blogger covering the competition. She posts about Charlotte's Moravian macaroons. A reporter starts digging. And eventually Charlotte gets publicly called out as Princess Charlotte in front of everyone. Luke finds out she isn't some Florida girl from a blender family, but a princess heading toward an engagement. That should be the emotional explosion of the movie. It should hurt. It should get messy. Instead, Luke gets upset. Charlotte apologizes. She goes home, and the movie immediately starts arranging the pieces for the exact ending you already know is coming. And this is what annoyed me more than the cheesiness. Nothing feels difficult. Prince David is supposed to be part of this huge arranged marriage conflict. But even he basically figures out he doesn't want the engagement either. He starts having fun, rediscovers himself, and then he and Charlotte calmly decide to follow their own paths. Her parents are shocked, but even that gets smoothed over quickly. Luke is hurt, but his family practically tells him, book a flight to Moravia and go get the girl. Real talk, where's the movie here? Where is the tension? Where is the surprise? Where is the one moment that makes me think this story might actually challenge these characters, instead of gently escorting them toward the ending? Even the final romantic payoff is exactly what you expect. Charlotte is giving a public speech about finding herself. Luke suddenly appears, asks her about her definition of true love, and she repeats the same idea the movie has been setting up the whole time. Then they confess their love, and that's it. Happily ever after. Roll credits. I'll give it some credit. Charlotte wanting to discover who she is outside royal expectations is a decent idea. Kate's bakery dream is sweet, and Luke at least has an arc about facing his past. There are pieces here that could have made a charming Christmas movie, but the execution is so painfully safe that none of those pieces ever become interesting. Every conflict is softened, every obstacle gets resolved with almost no resistance. Every character reaches the exact realization the story needs at the exact moment it needs them to. The movie keeps pretending there are stakes, but it never lets those stakes actually hurt. And that's why I hated it. Not because it's a Christmas romance, not because it's cheesy. I can enjoy cheesy, I can enjoy ridiculous. I can even enjoy predictable if the characters make the journey worth it. This just felt like the movie was checking boxes. Princess wants freedom? Check. Small town guy? Check. Baking competition? Check. Cute kid? Check. Secret identity? Check. Ex-girlfriend misunderstanding? Check. Public reveal? Check. Castle reunion? Check. It feels less like somebody wrote a story and more like somebody assembled a Christmas movie starter pack. So yeah, I'm giving Once Upon a Christmas Carol a 5 out of 10. Honestly, even that feels generous. There are enough harmless, cozy ingredients here that I can understand somebody putting it on in the background during Christmas, but if you actually sit down and pay attention, the lack of effort becomes impossible to ignore. This movie doesn't surprise you, challenge you, or give you enough personality to forgive how predictable it is. Have you seen this one? And am I being too harsh? Or did you see every single beat coming too? Let me know, and follow for more movie reviews.